Welcome back, Focus Learners. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining us for today's explainer because we're about to dive into something incredibly empowering: cognitive longevity. Now, if you've ever worried about your memory slipping as the years go by, or if you just want to make sure your mind stays razor sharp for decades to come, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it, shall we?
So do you know what a super-ager actually is? It's a pretty fascinating term. A super-ager is someone over the age of 80 whose brain functions, scientifically speaking, like a 30-year-old's. We're talking about people in their 80s, even their 90s, who are out there walking under their own power, cooking, chatting, and just living life with incredible vitality. And today, this explainer is your direct, science-backed blueprint to becoming one of them. We're going to use the data to crack the code on keeping your brain young.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by meeting the super-agers. Then, we'll talk about moving your body, eating for cognitive diversity, a fascinating secret hidden in your ears, sleeping to cleanse your brain, and finally, building your action plan. Let's dive in.
Part 1. Meet the super-agers and the biological enemy of brain shrinkage.
Now, what's really interesting, and honestly a little startling, is that by the time the average person reaches 90, their brain has literally shrunk. It loses about 5 to 7% of its total weight compared to when they were 60. As we age, the wrinkles in our brain get deeper, almost like the rings of an old tree, because the overall volume is physically shrinking. And it's exactly this shrinkage that is the root cause of cognitive decline and functional decline. But hold on, let's reframe this narrative, because it is absolutely not doom and gloom. Yes, we lose about 100,000 brain cells a day. Sounds like a lot, right? But science has proven that even in elderly brains, stem cells act almost like mothers, constantly giving birth to new nerve cells. Plus, research shows that adopting just one good lifestyle habit can literally save 100 to 200 cubic millimeters of visible brain volume over 2 years. Your brain can and will regenerate, provided you give it the right environment.
Let's move on to Part 2. Move your body. Why physical exercise actually trumps mental exercise.
Okay, we need to bust a major myth right now. When you hear brain training, you probably picture crossword puzzles or Sudoku, right? And hey, those aren't bad at all. But the actual best brain training, it's physical movement. Why? Because cardio and balance exercises trigger the release of a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as this sort of miracle fertilizer that actively regenerates brain nerves, improves your memory, and revs up your brain's processing power. Basically, your brain needs physical movement to know it still has a reason to maintain all those vital neural pathways.
So here's a crucial point: testing your brain's equilibrium. I challenge you to try this simple balance test later today. Step 1, open your eyes and stand on one leg. Step 2, try it with your eyes closed. Studies actually show that if you can't stand for 20 seconds with your eyes open, or just 10 seconds with your eyes closed, it indicates a serious decline in your brain's balance centers and an elevated risk for cognitive decline. It's a super easy, perfect little self-check for your brain's health.
Now, let's talk walking. We've all heard that 10,000 steps a day rule. And sure, hitting 10,000 steps does slash your dementia risk by about 50%. But look at that middle number. You don't absolutely need to hit that massive goal to see real benefits. Just 3,800 steps a day slashes your dementia risk by a massive 25%. So please don't stress over impossible targets. Just a light, daily walking habit of around 4,000 steps is more than enough to give your brain some serious protection.
But walking isn't the whole story here. Warning, sitting for over 10 hours a day actively increases your dementia risk. When you sit for that long, your blood vessels start to harden, which accelerates brain aging and restricts vital blood flow right to your mind. So if you're watching this while glued to your chair, take a quick second and stand up. Breaking up those long periods of sitting is literally just as vital as getting your daily steps in.
On to Part 3. Eat for cognitive diversity, or feeding a younger mind.
This number right here is incredible: 44%. Research shows that people who eat a high variety of foods have a 44% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to folks who eat the exact same things every day. Why is that? Because natural, diverse foods contain this incredibly complex, messy mix of micro and trace nutrients. You literally cannot get this full spectrum of brain-saving nutrition from a manufactured vitamin pill. Your brain absolutely thrives on a diverse, colorful diet.
So what exactly should that diverse diet look like? Let's walk through this highly actionable MIND diet table. The MIND diet essentially takes the best of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, specifically for brain health. On the Eat More side, we've got fish packed with omega-3s, nuts,
plant-based oils like olive oil, and colored grains like brown rice. Now on the eat less side, red meat, animal fats, and processed sweets. Studies consistently show that people who just score high on this dietary style can actually cut their dementia risk in half. Pretty amazing.
Let's look at part 4, the secret in your ears. This is all about why hearing is fundamentally a brain issue.
There's a totally shocking statistic we need to address here. 10% of people over the age of 80 have their eardrums completely blocked by earwax. This kind of blockage drops their hearing by an average of 7 decibels. Now, why does earwax matter for the brain? Because when you can't hear well, you are literally cutting off vital sensory stimulation to your brain, and that lack of input directly accelerates cognitive decline.
To really bring this to life, let me share this incredible anecdote from our source material. There was this seemingly non-responsive, bedridden 80-year-old patient. The doctors genuinely thought they were suffering from severe dementia. But then, a doctor checked their ears, found massive amounts of compacted earwax, and cleared it all out. Almost instantly, the patient woke up, started eating normally, and was even cracking jokes. Their brain was perfectly fine. It was just starved of auditory input.
So the takeaway here is absolutely critical. Hearing loss literally shrinks the hippocampus, which is your brain's memory center. That means hearing aids and regular ear cleaning are essential anti-aging tools for your mind. Astonishingly, the source notes that in Japan, only about 10% of people with hearing loss actually use hearing aids. Please, don't let untreated hearing loss starve your brain of the vital stimulation it needs to stay young.
Moving to part 5, sleep to cleanse. How to wash away your brain's garbage. I want you to anchor your attention on this optimal number, 7 hours. While you sleep, your brain runs a literal waste clearance system. It washes away a protein called amyloid beta. Now, amyloid beta is the primary waste product that causes Alzheimer's disease. If you're constantly building up a sleep debt by getting too little rest, that garbage permanently accumulates. It literally kills brain cells and shrinks your brain's volume over time. 7 hours is that perfect sweet spot for a nightly wash. But what about napping? Well, a short daytime nap of under 60 minutes is actually highly protective and decreases your risk of Alzheimer's. However, and this is a big however, sleeping for over an hour during the day actively increases your dementia risk, most likely because it disrupts your primary deep sleep cycle at night. So by all means, enjoy your afternoon snooze. Just make sure to set an alarm for under an hour.
Finally, part 6, build your action plan. Let's talk about becoming a super-ager today.
I want you to mentally build your to-do list right now using this sweet and easy habit blueprint. Step 1, just brainstorm some vague, fun ideas without any pressure. Step 2, turn those ideas into incredibly easy, concrete plans. We're not planning a marathon here, plan a 10-minute walk after lunch. Step 3, push yourself just a bit to try a new hobby or simply call an old friend, because social connection is absolutely huge for the brain. And step 4, pin that list somewhere you can see it daily. The trick is to be sweet and gentle with your goals so you actually stick to them.
Which brings us to our final and honestly most important question of this explainer. What is the very first step on your super-ager list today? Is it swapping out red meat for some fish tonight? Is it seeing if you can stand on one leg while you brush your teeth? I want you to pick just one sweet and easy habit from what we covered today and start your journey to a younger, more vibrant brain right now. Thank you so much for joining me, Focus Learners, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.